Good evening, Ajim. Thank you for joining. I think we will start after 1 minute. My voice is loud and clear, I think. Hmm. Okay. So, uh, good evening, as usual. We are again back at our Tuesday session. I'm your facilitator for the weekly live interactive session. I'm a teaching assistant and a PhD student of IIT Bombay. And we are at the 11th week. Today is 10th October, and only one session is left for us. So today's session also, as usual, doesn't contain any problems. So mostly short questions again. And also, I think the last week sessions, this month's only, problems is there as per the requirement of the course. These are only short questions as it will be asked in your exams. And today was a interactive session. It was the last interactive session, and it was the third interactive session of SAR. From 3 p.m. and if you have not watched the recording yet, you can go into this link and watch the recording. Yeah, we have started the recording. Yes. Hmm. So, thank you for reminding. Okay, so actually you can attend the session because this is you can watch the recording. This is the last interactive session that happened today. I think all of the week's lectures are also released. The last week's are also released, so nothing is left for you to material delivery from our point of view. Nothing left, and exam details are also announced. So exam date is Saturday, October 28th, and type of your exam is online computer based. So I think one mail is circulated to you. In that mail you will find out which course exam will be of what type. So I think your C86 water economics and governance course will be online and computer based exam only. So this is only for those who have registered for the exam. I believe if as you are mostly sincerely attending all the assignments and all the courses. So I think you will be registering. Those who will be watching the recording also, I think they will be attending, doing the assignments, and I think they have registered for the exam. To receive the certificate, it is a very nominal fee, I think. So for those people who have registered for the exams on 28th, so there are certain mandatory instructions for them. That is, your uh, hall ticket will be available with the final allotted exam center details as per your given choice. So it has not yet released. After it gets released, it will be notified to you through email and SMS. You have to bring a government photo ID card for verification and take the exam in person along with this hall ticket. So these two are mandatory. And also, if the problems are there, you can take pens with you. And I think just like GATE exams, so your those rough sheets will be available to you. I mean, that will be given by the exams authority. And example of government ID card, Aadhaar card, voter card, PAN, passport, driving license, etc. Questions types will be mostly MCQs, fill in the blanks, or essay type questions. So as it is a computer based online examination, so you have to use your keyboard to type in the uh, answers in the question. So if those are only MCQs, then I don't think that keyboards will be necessary. But if they are not, then if they are essay types question, then you may have to type in and the questions will be on the computer screens. Answer will have to enter to the computer, and physical calculator are not allowed. So there is an online calculator. If you have given the GATE exam or attended any coaching for that, then you will be able to understand that what is the type of the online calculator that is given. So there is a demo link. I am just opening it for the demo purpose. So I believe the link is open. Okay, it is not visible. I'll just spend a couple of minutes for that. So actually, this is the type of online computer those that will be available to your computer screen. The thing is that if the questions are all MCQ types, then keyboard use will not be allowed. In that case, you just have to type the numbers like that way, and multiplication subtractions also you have to type in like that way in the screen. So you cannot use your keyboard, so you just have to practice a bit. It is better to practice the a few problems using the your mouse pointer like that way. Otherwise, if the essay type questions are there, then keyboards will be available, but it is better to practice a few problems using the on-screen scientific calculator. But if you have given the GATE exam, then I mean GATE or similar some government exams also. Nowadays, actually, they are providing this kind of on-screen calculators. So in that case, if you have given such a exams, I don't think it will be a problem for you. Okay. So I again re-share my screen. So these are all about the on examinations that will be happening at the exam center in online mode on October 28th for you to participate. Okay, now we will start our regular session today, and also I suggest everyone, those who will be watching the recording later, to uh, watch the recording of live session that happened today. I mean, no people was there, so there were actually Sir has couldn't give any questions. Still, if you have got any question, I mean, Sir couldn't give any answer to any question because people didn't ask any question. But still, if you are having any doubt, you can ask. Always ask in the forum. That is your ask a questions. That link is there. You can ask. Always ask here. Okay. So Ajim has asked one question. Will there be an essay type questions for the course exam? As no assignment till now had any essay type questions. So actually, in the instruction panel, it was generally mentioned that for computer based examinations there may be essay type questions, but as far as this course is concerned, I don't think that essay type questions will be there. But the essay type means maybe 2 or 3 lines you might have to write, but it is not like that big history type things you have to write. It is not like that. But if you have studied, gone through the question, I mean, gone through the study materials well, I believe you will be able to answer those questions. That may be 1 or 2 line answers questions may be there. I don't think much big essay type questions will be there. I don't think. I mean, essay in the sense, essay will be not will not be there, but short questions may be there, where you have to write 2 or 3 lines more, not more than that, I think. So that you may have to type in. Uh, but it may not be also because I am not set the question paper. SAD will be knowing whoever has set the question paper, or other TAs are there who are working on that. But I don't think much big questions will be there. Only short 2 3 lines questions will be there, and that also may not be there. Mostly short questions will be there, I believe. Okay, but yes, the concepts must be clear. If you have cleared your concept by watching those videos, and few uh, memory types things also you have to remember, like the policies, few years. You have gone through all those assignments and all those problems. Those are discussed in the problem solving sessions throughout the 10 and 11 weeks. Then I don't think that I mean uh, any type of questions will create any problem for you. Maybe 1 or 2 questions you may not be able to answer them. Some tricky questions may be there, but most of the passing and also getting a good marks, I don't believe it will be a problem for you. Okay, so now we can resume our session. Hmm. Uh, so today's, as I discussed, that today also only will short question be there. So the first MCQ for you is usually the most common reasons of conflict related to transboundary rivers are number one reason permitting negotiation, B deterioration of river water quality, option C control of water resources, option D regional flooding. Which one of these is the most common reason for the conflict related to transboundary rivers? It is an MCQ. Actually, it will be common reason is it will be. I mean, it is not MSQ. One of the options will be correct, I believe. Yeah. Telling D. We will see the explanation. Conflicts over the control of water resources is the most common reason of conflict related to the transboundary rivers. So it is the control of water resources. For example, Kaveri river disputes, Indus river disputes, etc. So there, for example, there are two states, and one river is flowing between the two states, and they are in conflict about the the transboundary rivers means river flowing between two states or two countries or whatever, they are having a conflict on that river. Why? What may be the common reasons? So the thing is that regional flooding will be a reason only in case when there will be a dam, and by means of sudden release of water through the dam, there is flooding in the downstream region. That is the second state from which through which the river is flowing. But that kind of flooding is man-made flooding. So that actually falls under the control of water resources. But natural kind of regional flooding actually not will not be conflict, because if the flooding occurs naturally, then what happens that it doesn't, it is not limited to a particular region. It is actually affects both the regions through which the river is flowing. So that's why as both of them are under the mercy of nature, then the conflict of them actually have no meaning. Conflict between them. So that's why if control of water resources, if one country has control, more control on a certain water resource, that is your shared river, then they may build dam on it, and by subsequent sudden release of water through the dam, the regional flooding will occur. So in that case, so regional flooding will be a subcase of the control of water resources. So it is actually the control is the actually the major reason. And also in that way, we can also think that deterioration of river water quality is also a uh, will also be a reason for the transboundary river, because what will happen, if there is one boundary between two regions, and at the there one river is flowing through that boundary, and at the almost end, the first country is having one industry, so for example, and it is releasing or maybe that industry is owned by certain government organizations, and it is releasing certain pollutants in the water. So the, in happen that were mostly polluted, though the other sections of the first state are in the upstream region, they will be utilizing the fresh water, and the downstream region, that is the second state, will be utilizing your polluted water. So that's in that case, it will be your a matter of conflict. But again, that is not a natural thing, that is not a most common thing either, that is your man-made thing. So again, it comes also under the control. If there are certain international or national interstate proper rules to tackle these kind of issues, then actually it will not be there. So that's why again, option B and also A, C, D, these are all the reasons, but these are not most common reasons, as these are all man-made. If they are natural, then those will not lead to conflict. If they are man-made, then they are just subset of the option C, that is your control over the water resources. So that's why actually C is coming as the main reasons, and also B and D are also the reasons, but those are not not common, that I will say. Okay. So now so the control of water resources is the correct answer here. Now, next MCQ for no. So here you have to match the following types of water conflicts at the left hand side with their suitable examples at the right hand side. So there are so actually what the type of questions we discussed in the earlier that will be more further clarified with subsequent MCQs also. Okay. So in the left hand side, the Types of water conflicts are development disputes related to water, water as a cause, and water as a target. And the right hand sides, their examples are conflicts over Farakka barrage, terror actions on water systems, and Normoda Bachao Andolon. So you can keep the order as same left hand side order, and you can tell me the correct order of the right hand side. In the chat box, you can type. Wajim is only there, so you can type. Hmm. These are certain order. These may be a cause of the conflict, and the right hand side are certain examples in India. So this Farakka barrage is actually located in West Bengal. The Narmada Machand is the midwestern or mid South India. It is Narmada is the river which is flowing through many states, and this is a generalized example. Option B is just a general example. So which example is related to which type of water conflict? Okay, so I'll go with the explanation. The Narmada Macha Andolan, that is option C, is an example of dispute related to water in the context of development, where public was against the construction of the dam. So it is a example of government public conflict. The conflict over the Ganges water between Bangladesh and India dates back to 1951, when India decided to construct the Farakka barrage in order to divert water from the Ganges to the Hooghly River in West Bengal by a 42-kilometer long feeder canal with a carrying capacity of 1,133 meter cube per second. And the rest one, that is your terror action on water systems. With respect to these, water resources and or systems are targets of military and or terror action. So water as a target is actually option 3 is related to your B. So yes, so Narmada Bachao Andolan is an example of development disputes related to water. It is an example of government public conflict. The conflicts over Farakka barrage is related to your water as a cause, and the terror action with respect to the target. Okay, so uh, actually, this is the map of the state of West Bengal. Here is your Kharagpur, IIT Kharagpur is located. So the actually water that is your Ganges is it has got many sub rivers and your that is called branch rivers. So either rivers going out of it or it is coming into it. In the at the end of the India, when the Ganges River is bifurcating into two parts, one is flowing through the West Bengal in the name of Hooghly River, and the another one, the main part, that is named as Padma River. It is flowing through the Bangladesh, and actually in the where it is getting bifurcated, there is a region in the state of West Bengal. It is actually the boundary between the North Bengal and the South Bengal. It is called as the Farakka. So they are one India government actually they planned to build one dam because you can see the river Hooghly River. It is actually it was actually getting dry, or the water that is required to flow through it was being less. So Indian government actually wanted to construct a dam here. It is called as the Farakka barrage. But Bangladesh, by construction of the barrage, it actually aimed to divert the flow of the water through the Hooghly River instead of the Padma River. But Padma River sufficient water would be there. But the Bangladesh point of view was there was that whatever the natural flow of river you cannot. But India government actually what they did, they maintained the ratio, previous ratio, because the overall flow of water actually got decreased. So that's why by maintaining the ratio they only did that. But Bangladesh point of view was there that naturally. Whatever the flow is there, that should be there. So human is nobody to maintain the flow. Obviously it was for their interest, because the actually majority of the flow that was there at that time was actually more with respect to the previous one, through the Padma River. So that's why actually Bangladesh actually they protested. You can see the Hooghly River actually flows through a district. There is a district, actually this district where the Chinchura or Chuchura is written. So this district's name is Hooghly district. So actually the name of the river is actually by the name of the district. So it was the actually the Chuchura. It is the headquarter of the entire district, and it was a one it was a settlement of the French. The rest of the part of the India was the settlement of mostly the British, but certain settlements were there where Portuguese and your what is called your French and other nations, other European nations had their settlements. Chuchura or Chinchura is one of the region of the Hooghly district where they had their settlements. So actually, it is my home district. The Hooghly district is my home district. Okay. So the actually it is so this river and this Farakka barrage issue is very I mean nearer to me personally. Okay. So now we'll be going to our next MCQ. So, which one of the following river disputes has gone for the constitution of more than one water dispute tribunals? So, the tribunals are kind of courts which are, in our case, which will act as a your resolution point for water disputes between two bodies. Those two bodies may be your government, maybe your state agencies, or maybe industry or public. It may be anything, or it may be one person also. So, uh, which one of the following river disputes has gone for the constitution of more than one water dispute related tribunals? So option A is Godavari River, option B is Ravi and Bees, option C is Narmada, and option D is Krishna. Uh, so yes, Jim, are you there? You can answer. So generally, these kind of tribunals, by a single go, they can whatever they can resolve the issue, or whatever their judgments are. Both the parties or both the bodies actually they obey their judgment. But in one of the following cases, something happened that leads to constitution of another tribunal. So on a single go, or the previous tribunal's judgment actually couldn't solve the conflict of this particular river of our interest. So we'll go with the explanation. So Krishna Water Dispute Tribunal 1 was constituted in April 1969. So again another dispute occurs, and again Tribunal 2 was constructed for that river. in the month of same month, that is April, in the year of 2004. That is your almost more than 30 years after that, after the first time. So your option D is the correct answer, Krishna River. Okay. So our next time, sorry. So here you have to identify whether the following statements are correct about Interstate Water Disputes Act, which was there in 1956, uh, which came into action. So statement one is interstate water dispute can only be resolved by constituting tribunals. And statement two is the tribunals should have the same power as are vested in a civil court, or some power as are vested. So as these are actually generalist in interstate related issues, or big bodies who are sharing certain lakes or water bodies together, they comes into conflict. So that's why generally a civil court's jurisdiction cannot solve that conflict, this kind of conflict. So central government, by this 1956 act, has to form certain tribunals who are authorized, or whose jurisdiction is authorized to resolve this kind of interstate water related issues, or water resource sharing related issues. So which of the following statements are correct about the 1956 act? So option one is this kind of water disputes can only be resolved by constituting tribunals. And statement two is what kind of power these tribunals should have. It should have just like a power a civil court has, but with a enlarged jurisdiction. Okay, so I will with the answers. So your in case of disputes among states, central government should try to resolve the matter by consultation among the aggregated states. If that doesn't work, then the central government is empowered to constitute a tribunal. The tribunal shall have same powers as are or some powers as are vested in a civil court under the Code of Civil Procedures 1908. So the power a civil court has, it is your it is by the act or under the Code of Civil Procedures 1908. And after almost 50 years, the Interstate Water Dispute Act came into the picture to resolve the problems between two states. So here we can see the first option of the central government is not to from such tribunals to solve certain problems. So they should first, I mean, sit with the aggrieved states who are having the conflict regarding the common water resource. So central government should first sit with them and consult among them. That is, central government should act as a mediator or arbitrator, you may say, between these two states to resolve their problem. If this kind of mediation doesn't resolve the problem, then only they can constitute, as stated in the statement one, that is a tribunal they can form. So here your statement one is incorrect and statement two is correct. I hope it is clear. Okay. So we'll move on to our next MCQ. So as per the 2002 amendments in Interstate Water Disputes Act, that is 1956, the time frame under which the clarifications may be sought by concerned parties is. So in the 1956, there was the act, Interstate Disputes Act, and it has got certain amendments in the year of 2002. So the time frame is Option A 12 months, option B 6 months, option C 3 months, and option D 1 month, under which the clarifications may be sought by the concerned parties. If the uh, problem is not resolved within this month, is within this time frame, then the central government can go for the tribunal formation. Then you can take a guess, may not be just, I mean, you can take a reasonable guess what happens in generally certain government proceedings and all. And also it is not only related to your the way work, I mean the way in public sector works. So they actually takes an entire year for processing those things, this kind of conflicts. But here public interest is also involved, because I mean, if the just government bodies or just people who are working in the government, employees, they just take a entire year for resolving such a purpose, or maybe 2 years. So that time what will happen, that public will be suffering. Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so we'll go with the explanation. So Interstate Water Dispute Amendment Act 2022 proposed that concerned parties may seek clarifications within 3 months of the award. This is actually what is the award. So whenever actually there are civil proceedings in civil courts, and there are criminal proceedings in criminal courts. There are mainly two types of public proceedings. I mean public, whenever two parties are both of them are public. In that case, mainly two kinds of conflicts are there. That is, one is civil conflicts, that is conflicts related to property, like those things, and conflicts related to your murder or something, that is criminal. Okay, so the thing is that uh, your there is one concept it is very becoming popular nowadays, that is called your uh, out of the court settlement. In layman's term it is called as the out of the court settlement, but in technical terms it is called as the alternative dispute resolution, or ADRs. So there are many things under ADRs, for example mediation, arbitration, uh, uh, there are many terminologies are there. So different terminologies relates to different legal obligations. Some are binding, some are non-binding. For example, mediation is non-binding, but arbitration is binding. So there are out of the court bodies. For example, there is a court in London, that is called London Court of Arbitration, or LCA, who can you can go to, these are kind of third parties, which are run by lawyers, of course, or lawyers, or people who are experienced and qualifications in laws. So this example, as I told, the LCA, London Court of Arbitration, it is just a company, public limited by guarantee. It is a PLG company, which generally industries know, industry and big bodies actually, they know, if I go to a public court, it will take a long time, just like you said, tarik pe tarik, it will take a long time to resolve such conflicts. But industry don't want to afford that time, because they will incur financial a huge amount of financial losses if they actually go through this kind of civil public proceedings. So that's why they actually seek help from this kind of alternative dispute resolution methodology. So there they actually give you certain, that is called your their judgment is called as the arbitral award. For example, if there are two companies, one is for example, Indian company, and another one is New Zealand company, and those two companies are having their plants or offices in both the countries. And for example, those two countries are using one water also. So one is New Zealand company, one is Indian company. Both are having, let's say, your plants in Australia, and they are withdrawing water from a river, and they came into conflict. So they will, I mean, neither Indian court nor Australian court nor New Zealand court comes under the jurisdiction. I mean, their jurisdiction doesn't allow them to your resolve this kind of case. So this kind of international scenario, what they do, they actually either they have to go to the international court, that is your United Nations. I mean, I don't know in which country it is situated. Maybe in some country in Europe, Denmark, I think Denmark or Switzerland, I forgot. But the thing is that they are also government type of government bodies, so they will also take times, just like public, just like a country's public government, I mean government body do. So that's why they seek help to this kind of third party organizations, which are run by, of course, law qualified persons, but they are not no government bodies, they are not international intergovernment bodies. So they resolves this case for you. In our case also, as the government is acting as a mediator between two state parties, so then whatever the resolution comes through this mediation, that is called as the award. So it is a special terminology in legal sense. So if again the parties don't agree within the 3 months, then the government can go with certain binding solutions. That is your tribunal. That is whatever the judgment that tribunal will give, state will have to obey to that. I mean, they cannot. I mean, mediation is non-binding. Arbitration is arbitration, and other terminals are there. For example, litigation. I'm not remembering. So many. I mean, many recent cases also. If you are preparing for your IAS or civil services examination, and you are preparing certain that is current affairs from affairs clouds or other websites, bankers adda or whatever other websites are there, many popular. So from there, if you are preparing your current affairs questions, so there you will see a lots of examples of this kind of arbitral awards, where two international bodies went to, maybe those two companies, maybe they are one country of I mean country's government, and yeah, one company may be there, and they went to certain third party organization who will award certain, who will give certain judgment, that is called as a arbitral award, whether they are binding or non-binding, whether they went to any higher court, that they will be not obeying that order, or that higher court may sometimes skip that order, and they may sometimes dismiss the order. So many interesting things occur. So you can look into current affairs for that. Okay. So how our focus will be mostly in water related things. So so here in case option C, that is 3 months is the correct answer. Okay. So now uh, you have to match the following left hand side tribunals with the party states in the right hand side. So what happened? There are multiple states in the options. So there may be shared resources, maybe rivers or maybe lakes. I think these are your rivers only. So which flown through the states which are mentioned in the options. So the states were in conflict. They went to the government, and central government's mediation didn't solve the problem, or maybe they didn't. They told state forward that we will not be obeying this kind of mediation. So, and the central government was forced to form such tribunals. So these are called the water dispute tribunals. So the name is related to which conflict between, between which conflicting states? That is the question. You can keep the left hand side uh, order same, and you can tell me the right hand side order, that is which will be related to which. You can there are two rivers basically, Krishna and Narmada. You can uh, you can try to imagine that which river is flowing through which states, and generally it is a natural thing that two states will go to that respective tribunal for the resolution of the same. Okay, okay. One C. I think you have given the correct answer. So Krishna water dispute involves Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Narmada water dispute involves Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra, while as the Bangshodhara water dispute is between Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. So you have given the correct answer, CAB. It is the correct one. I don't know, is this Bangshodhara is a river, or the name is derived from somewhere else? Do you know? Should I missed that lecture in which SAC discussed actually. The Krishna and Narmada, these two are rivers. Okay. So we will proceed with our next MCQ. What is the time? Okay. So provision of forming DRC, that is Dispute Resolution Committee, for amicable solution of disputes by means of negotiations was introduced in option A, River Board Act 1956, option B, Interstate Water Disputes Act 1956, option C, amendments in the Interstate Water Disputes Act, which was done in 2002, and uh, Interstate Water Dispute Act Amendment Bill 2017. So what happens that it is not like that the ministers of the three states will sit together. That is the your for example in I mean certain is Nitish Kumar from Bihar, Mamata Banerjee from West Bengal, and Narendra Modi from the central government. They three will be sitting together and they will be resolving the water issues. It is not like that. Three state doesn't mean the head or ministers of them. There must be a committee. If those two states are having any conflict between them regarding the water resources, and how central government comes into mediation. So what happens that there are water experts from the three states. Obviously, the ministers appoints them, but they actually constitutes the committee from all of the three states, and they represent those their states, and they come together. They form this type of dispute resolution committee, and they do negotiations. That is the important thing here, because in case of binding resolution or binding judgment, which are your arbitral award, which will be given by your tribunals, in that kind of thing negotiations are cannot be there, right? Because these are kind of judgment. This river belongs to this much water belongs to you, this much water belongs to someone else. So that is your binding in nature. That is litigation, result of the litigation. But in case of mediation or your that is called the this kind of, when where government comes to mediate between the two states, central government comes to mediate between these two states. So in that case, they are open to negotiations. So, I mean, some state may agree to leave their rightful share of water resource in exchange of something else. In exchange, for example, one state told the other state that I will give you electricity, but you please give me this amount of water. So they may negotiate between them, and they may come into some certain resolution. So, but when after the tribunal gets formed, the scope of negotiation gets reduced. That we have to remember. So, but this kind of dispute resolution committee, so they are committee members which will be constituted by the water experts from the central government and the two disputing states. So they are open to negotiations. So the provision of forming the committee came under which of the following acts or any of their subsequent amendments? So that is the question. River Board Act, Interstate Water Dispute Act, or this is kind of memory question. So again, we will go to the explanation. So Interstate Water Dispute Act Amendment Bill, that is your 2017 one, proposes to introduce mechanisms to resolve the dispute amicably by negotiations through DRC to be established by the central government, containing relevant experts before such dispute is referred to the tribunal, as I told. So DRC members will be from relevant fields as deemed fit by the central government. Okay, so the thing is that you can straight away say that it is your interstate water dispute act, because it is related to your water dispute only. I mean interstate water dispute only, because DRC is formed by the central government. But the problem is which amendment actually suggested the formation of the DRC. Maybe before 2017, the negotiation was not much technical in nature. Maybe the persons who was present in the negotiating parties, they were maybe they were not water experts. They maybe they are not just maybe not as much qualified political persons. They may be, it may so happen that they certain regulations came and later public revolted against it, because they are not much aware about the public policies or many things. So maybe it may so happen that amendment told that for such type of proper negotiations, this type of proper committee must be constituted. So that's why. So, okay. So, I mean, the year you have to remember. We cannot do anything about that. Again, we will be option D is the correct answer here. That is your 2017 Amendment Bill of the Interstate Water Dispute Act. Now, okay, so here you have to identify which of the following statements is are correct. So, statement one is, in India, the central government didn't constitute any river board under the River Board Act 1956. So both the act, that is your uh, River Board Act and the Interstate Water Disputes Act, both were in came into picture in the 1956, and there are two important amendments of the Interstate Water Dispute Act after the 1956. That is your 2002 amendment and 2017 amendment. Okay. So now your statement two of this question is, the River Board Act, the 1956, that enabled the central government to create boards for interstate rivers in consultation with the state governments. Okay. So I think, what is the time? 7 p.m. So we'll take again a 10 minutes break. We'll come with the answer. You can think the answer and type in the chat box. And after 10 minutes, we will at 7:10 sharp, We will come with the explanation and the answer into the question. Okay, so Ajim has left. Okay, so we'll after 10 minutes we will come with the solution at 7:10 sharp. Okay, so I'm back. Hmm. I'll wait for someone to join. Otherwise, I'll go with the solution. today's attendance. If nobody joins, will be one. Only Ojim. Okay, so I think we should start. Not many questions are there. Maybe I can wait for more couple of more minutes. Okay, I think I should discuss the answers along with the explanation. So the purpose of the River Board Act 1956 was to enable union government to create boards for interstate rivers and river valleys in consultation with the state governments. That is your option 2 is correct. That is statement 2. Objective of boards is to advise on interstate basin to build development schemes and to prevent emergence of conflicts. Central government, however, has not been able to constitute any river board under this act so far. So both the statements are correct because I think it is written as incorrect. So both the statements are correct. I'll correct it in my presentation. Hmm. Okay. So here what you can see. Is that your is my laser pointer? Ah. And you can see that the River Board Act 1956 enabled the central government to create boards for interstate rivers to constitute the state governments. But after the Interstate Water Dispute Act was the sorry, here also some mistake is there. So it will be not related to the Interstate Water Dispute Act. It will be your River Board Act. Hmm. So yes. So the thing is that your Interstate Water Dispute Resolution Act was meant for the resolution of disputes, but River Boards Act is concerned about to solve the root problem. That is, if it will act in such a way, it will form the water related policies in such a way that these kind of conflicts will not occur at all. Hmm. So that's why actually this act was formed. But fortunately or unfortunately, under this act, since to 1956, what can I say? Approximately 70 years will has been passed almost. Still, the central government didn't face any need to constitute any river board under the act. Okay. So now we'll, as nobody's there, I will proceed with MCQs. So our next MCQ is, which one of the following states is not a party in the Mahadai water dispute? Option A Andhra Pradesh, option B Goa, option C Maharashtra, option D Karnataka. So your explanation is as follows: states in the Mahadai water dispute consists of Goa, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. So option A Andhra Pradesh is the correct option. It is not a party in the Mahadai water dispute. Next MCQ is, as per the Interstate Water Disputes Amendment Bill 2017, the appointment of assessors is for option A providing technical supports to the tribunals, option B providing legal supports to the tribunals, option C auditing financial details of the tribunals, and option D presenting social point of view before the tribunals. So we have seen this amendment before. Now within this amendment, another thing also is mentioned, that is your the appointment of assessors. So why it is needed? It is to providing technical support to the tribunal, or to provide legal support to the tribunal, or auditing financial details of the tribunals, or presenting social point of view before the tribunal. So we'll see the explanation. Interstate Water Dispute Amendment Bill 2017 provides for the appointment of assessors to provide technical supports to the tribunal. They shall be appointed from amongst experts serving in the CWES, that is your Central Water Engineering Services, just like Indian Engineering Services IES. So it is a very reputable service of India. And the rank of the experts should not be below the rank of a chief engineer. So the expert from CWES who will be joining in the assessor, joining as a assessor as per the 2017 amendment, his or her rank should not be below the rank of a chief engineer. Okay, so the thing is that there is one another board which is we just studied few MCQs back, that is your DRC, Dispute Resolution Committee. And here your uh, the assessors are there. So the job of the Dispute Resolution Committee DRC is prior to the formation of the tribunal. Their work and the work of the assessors is almost the same. They both of the assessors and both of the DRC committee members are basically your water experts. But the job of the assessors are to serve the tribunals, to provide technical support to the tribunal. But the job of the DRC is similar, to do technical negotiations, but that is prior to the formation of the tribunal. So as you can see, as this uh, your these assessors, the assessor are this is a more formal post, because the technical support they will provide to the tribunal, and the tribunal will provide certain judgments, and state will be, the scope of negotiation of the states will be less under the judgment of the tribunal. So that's why they are actually as the government works in India, fortunately or unfortunately, or it may be good or bad, I am not going to discuss on that. But as the government body operates, so the more formal is there, the more they are taking experts more formally. So they are taking experts from the Central Water Engineering Services in case of the technical support to the tribunal. But when it came to the negotiation and those kind of technical support before the formation of the tribunal, that is less formal. So that's why they are taking expert. So there they have not specified this thing, that it should be your CWES engineer. So they have not specified certain things. If some independent he or she may be from good experience, having some private body, his works maybe more than a chief engineer of a CWES, but he or she is not formal in that case of, but he may be from a say CWES also, but there is no mandate for that. But in case of appointment of assessors, which is a more formal body to provide technical support to the tribunal, in that case your the members of the, which was a dispute resolution committee, in that case here it is assessors, so here they should be from a formal post, fortunately or unfortunately. Okay, so now the correct answer is option A, that is providing to the technical support to the tribunal. So there the assessors jobs are not to provide legal support, not to audit financial details, no, nor not to present social point of view before the tribunals. right? Because they are from water services, water engineering services. So that's why their job is to provide technical support, to provide legal support, financial support, or social point of view. For these reasons, other professional people will be there. Okay. Oh, Ajim has joined. I don't know how many you didn't see. Uh, Maybe a couple of MCQs we just went through. So the earlier question which was there in the before the break. So both of the statements are correct. In that case, the in the next MCQ, the Mohadai water dispute is related to which state? Here Andhra Pradesh is not related. Goa, Maharashtra, and Karnataka are related. And the next MCQ is as I was discussing, which is related to the appointment of the assessors as compared to your appointment of the dispute resolution committee prior to the formation of the tribe. Okay. So it is here their job is to provide technical support to the tribunal, as the job of the DRC was to negotiate technically, just like that. So they are related with the tribunals, and they are related to the negotiate. The DRC committee members are related to negotiations prior to formation of the tribunal. That's all. Okay, so the next MCQ is as per the 2017 amendments in Interstate Water Disputes Bill. Apart from chairperson and vice chairperson, the maximum number of members a single standing tribunal may have. Option A 20, option B 10, option C 8, option D 6. Can take a guess. It is also, I don't think any logic. I mean, it is just a memory based question. Can take a guess, or otherwise we'll proceed. So today also, I don't think much time we will take. Maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes, within that we will finish. Okay. So the explanation is Water Interstate Water Dispute Amendment Bill 2017 proposes a single standing tribunal along with multiple benches instead of existing multiple tribunals, which shall consist of one chairperson, one vice president, and not more than six other members. So there are total 8 members. Among them, there will be one chairperson and one vice chairperson, and apart from the chair and vice chair, will be maximum 6 members. So option D is the correct in our case. Now next MCQ. In the 2018 Supreme Court verdict for Kaveri water dispute, what happened? Option A, water allocation to Tamil Nadu was reduced, while for Karnataka it was increased. Water allocation to Tamil Nadu was increased, while for Karnataka it was decreased. Water allocation was kept at earlier levels for both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, and both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka shares of water were decreased, giving Kerala the largest share. So we can see that the Kaveri River is related with these 3 states: Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. So they maybe went to they may have gone to Supreme Court in the year of 2017, and they asked for the fair share of water allocation of the Kaveri River. So what the Supreme Court did in verdict, they it actually decreased the share of Tamil Nadu, increased the share of Karnataka, decreased the share of Karnataka, increased the share of Tamil Nadu. It kept the same as before, or it decreased the share of both of them and increased the share of Kerala. So what happened? Again, a memory based question. I will go with the explanation. So on February 16th, 2018, the Supreme Court was, Supreme Court has pronounced its verdict. In that verdict, the water allocation to Tamil Nadu was reduced by 14 TMCFT, and now Karnataka to release only 177 TMCFT of water to Tamil Nadu for the next 15 years. What is this TMCFT? It is an unit. Full form is 10 millions of cubic feet. That 10 millions means ekok dashok shatak hajar hajar lakh nijut koti. So million means nijut. That means 10 million means 1 crore. So you can also call it as CCFT, crores of cubic feet. 14 crores of cubic feet on 77 crores of cubic feet. So they actually, Supreme Court, in its verdict, they reduced the water share to Tamil Nadu, and maybe they are limiting Karnataka to release its water to Tamil Nadu. That means in its verdict, Supreme Court has indirectly told to increase they actually Karnataka's share was increased. So I believe option A will be correct in this case. Yes. So previously it was maybe 177 plus 14. How much? 187 plus your 191. For the next 15 years, it was reduced to 177. Okay. So now we'll proceed to our next MCQ. Controversies over Tehri Dam is an example of option A, disputes between states; option B, disputes within state departments; option C, disputes between government and public; and option D, disputes between government and industries. So all these kinds of disputes may occur while sharing of water resources. And the thing is that the normal normal legal proceedings or normal legal system will not be very thorough, or not will not be very expert to resolve this kind of conflict. So that's why the water experts are required. Water experts like you, and who will be doing this course to resolve these kinds of conflict. And to be, maybe in future you will be a member of a DRC committee, that is your dispute resolution committee. It may so happen, or you may clear civil UPSC civil service level exam, and you may go into the that is called your uh, water service, what is the full form, I forgot. uh, huh, what is it? Dispute resolution committee was prior to tribunal. After the formation of tribunal, what was there? Your Central Water Service or something. Yes, Central Water Engineering Services. Ah, so you may go a post of an engineer or chief engineer in this service also. Okay. So the thing is that in case of Tahari Dam, public was against the construction of the dam, and government gave its approval for the development program. So it is here disputes between the government and public. Hmm. This is your Tahari Dam. In the year 2008, it was the tallest dam of India, and it is situated in the state of Uttarakhand. Still there are public interests. They objected. Sometimes publics are also pushed by political agendas. Sometimes other people may be so influential that they may define your own interest. They will motivate you. They will mold your mind in such a way that you will feel that yes, it is my interest. But that is the thing, to be educated, to be judiciously think about what is the larger interest and what is your personal interest. If they are conflicting, what is the balance point in it? If the people of the world at large are so sensible, then actually the legal system will not exist at all. The ultimate aim of any kind of professions is to eliminate the very existence, very reason the profession is existing. The sacred goal of police, lawyers, what is that? To mm, make a society which is criminal free, to make a society, to ultimately have a society which will have no conflicts. So that means no I mean a society which will require no police at all. That is the ultimate goal of justice profession, which is the goal of medical profession, which will uh, destroy the need of any medical profession. That is a disease free healthy society. What is the ultimate goal of engineering profession? Everything will be automated, and I mean the imprints of science will be there in people's mind in such a way that common people will act in such a way that the need of engineers will be not there. The things will be ultimately I mean the science will be developed so much that people's life will be easier and everything else will be automated like that way. But yes, still it is a distant future. So here in our case, option C is the correct answer. That is your government and public. They disputed, so that's why the controversies over terrorism occurred. Okay. So our next MCQ is, which of the following can help in settling of development related disputes? Option A, deployment of forces or military. Option B, overlooking rehabilitation issues. Option C, government and civil society discussions. Option D, increasing financial investments in projects. I think 50% of the options you can eliminate in this case uh, by conceptual thinking only. So rehabilitation means if you are utilizing certain lands or forests based on which certain section of people actually uh, uh, carried forward their livelihood, then you have to find some alternative places where they have to be placed, or where they will be given food and shelter, or where based on that alternative place the people will be having their next life, I mean new livelihood, right? So if you overlook those issues, will it help in settling of development related disputes? It will not. So basically, option B rules out. Deployment, I mean, option A, deployment of forces and military, you can see that its futility as compared to other options. So mainly, it's jot down to two options, option D and option C. So now we'll see which one is the correct option. So explanation is, discussion between the government and the civil societies can be effective in negotiations and formation of the terms and conditions which will be useful in resolving the water related disputes in the context of development. So the thing is that option C is the correct answer here in our case. So development actually related with the financial investment in any project, right? If you want to increase the development, you have to increase the financial investment in this project. But will it help in settling of disputes? For example, uh, say central government is having a party of A, and there are two states, B and C, who are having party of respectively A and D, let's say. And central government may invest or give subsidy to the state government that invest to your water project in the state B, where the A party is there. That means they may prefer their own party who is having the same. I mean, it may so happen, it may not so happen. So that means or it may so happen that some private body is investing in some project. So they may invest in certain projects which will benefit their that means their company's interests. So financial investments in projects will definitely proceed, definitely I mean definitely lead to development. But dispute may arise out of that because of unequal an example I gave, that it is because of unequal investment. But it may happen, it may happen because of other reasons also. So that's why though the option D will lead to development, but the issues or disputes that will arise out of it cannot be settled with the help of D. So C will be the best options, because if the governments comes with sits with the civil societies and negotiates and discusses for the resolutions of the disputes, then only, I mean, it will be the best option for settling of such disputes. So option C is correct answer. I think it is clear. Now, I think not more is one or two MCQs are left, I think. So our next MCQ is, which one of the following is usually not a cause for large scale water conflicts? Option A, access and allocation of water resources. Option B, groundwater abstraction. Abstraction means withdrawal. Withdrawal and related projects, like if there is a large economic activity surrounding that large economic activity, there are many small economic activities. So those may I mean those are all together as called here. So the groundwater entire groundwater withdrawal related activities is called as abstraction. Option C is dams and displacements, and option D, control over the transboundary rivers. So which one of them is usually not a cause of large scale water conflicts? So you can see large scale water body is involved in which cases, or maybe cause of a conflict is related with which cases. So cause, the large scale, and conflict, these three are important in determining the cause. So is not a cause, they have said. Okay, so I think yes. So most of the options are cause for the large scale water conflicts. Access and allocation. So I mean, which one is the large? Not a large scale. You can look at. So only the large scale is important here. Large scale means a huge number of public or people or personalities is involved. That is the meaning of large scale here. Answered. Yeah, You can try. It is easy. I mean, you can imagine that there will be conflict in all the four places, but one of the case among them will not be a large scale. Large scale conflict. I mean, not very much people will be involved. Maybe one family and another family will be involved. Not a very large amount of people from the society will be involved. So that is the tricks here. Yeah. Hmm. So the thing is that the groundwater withdrawal and obstruction may at times lead to small conflicts with neighboring landowners, but usually never turns into large scale water conflicts. So, access and allocation of water resources. Water resources means it's a big term. So, there will be one lake or one river, those are water resources. Maybe two states or state versus uh, maybe industry. Hmm. They may come into conflict. In case of dams and displacements also large amount of people of the society, farmers and many other professions are affected in the surrounding areas. So it may lead to large conflict. Control over the transboundary rivers, you can see the term the transboundary, maybe two states or maybe two countries may be involved in conflict. In all the three cases, these are large conflicts. But in option B, that is your groundwater abstraction, conflicts may be there, but it may be two neighboring families or maybe that's all. I mean, within a small scale, large scale landowners. So maybe two neighboring landowners may come into conflict with each other. They may not. I mean, it is a very rare case of large scale water conflict. Okay, so okay, so no other MCQ is there. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will end the session within 1 minute or so. Only 1 week is left before our exam. We can have 7:50. We will close. We have no question. Then thank you. Good night. See you in the next session. That is the last session. Prepare well for the exam. If you are taking any other NPTEL course, also prepare well for that. All the best of luck for that. And also to them who will be watching the recording later. Thank you. We'll be closing at 7:50.